video games, books, television. They are the five families of media. Well, we are the family that talks about it. This is Multimedia Mafia. Good evening, podcast world. I'm Anthony, the Don at the desk. You're now listening to Multimedia Mafia. Now, tonight's episode is about an actor, a very, very funny actor, but he's an actor that you're going to love him or you're going to hate him, in my opinion. He's one of those type of guys. He was the star of movies such as Blades of Glory, Anchorman, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, and of course, I'm talking about Mr. Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell, like I said, love him or hate him. I feel like a lot of people fall into one of those two camps. Either you're a big fan of Will Ferrell or you just don't like Will Ferrell. And I gotta say, out of his filmography, me personally, I'm leaning more towards the love. Because there are some movies that just like get away from me. And then there's other movies I'm like, I want more of this. And we're going to talk about that tonight. Tonight, in the booth with me, my goon squad is Izzy with the bun. Say what's up, Izzy.
Yo.
And the bitch with the beak, Amanda. How you doing?
What up, what up, what up?
So, what do you guys feel about Will Ferrell? Amanda, let's start with you. Love him or hate him?
I like Will Ferrell. I think he's a good actor. He kind of is like in the same, to me, the same, I don't know, like genre. Like, I don't know. He's like the same as like Adam Sandler. He plays like the same thing in almost every movie. I mean, he's good. I think just some, like you said before, like some movies I'm like, please stop. This is just corny and stupid. And then some movies, like the movie's made for him or he's made for the movie. So, you know, he's good. He's not bad in my eyes. I think just something, he's just repetitive on some things. I'm just like, all right, you're like the same thing in every single movie. It's time to switch up your roles.
Well, it's not the same character, but it's like the same over the top,
right?
Eccentric kind of acting style.
Yeah, I've never seen him, I mean, unless I'm missing it and I haven't seen it, but I've never seen him in like a dark, demonic. He's always in these goofy, funny, stupid movies, but it's like I want to see another side of him. Well,
then we're going to talk about that. There is actually another side to Will Ferrell. He did do a film, and I'll bring that up a little bit later. But before I get to that, Izzy, what's your opinion on Will Ferrell?
He tickles my funny bones.
In everything he does?
Pretty much.
Really?
Mm-hmm. All my funny bones, he tickles them.
Wow.
I will say wow to that because
he's tickled.
Yeah, not often are you tickled.
No, but Will Ferrell sure does it.
Here's what I like Will Ferrell when he's just crazy for the sake of being crazy. Like, I don't know if anyone's seen it. I think it was off of collegehumor.com. There was a skit where he's a guy in his house and he opens the door and his landlord's like a toddler. And she's like, I want my money, bitch. And he's like, all right, Rose, you got to give me a minute, okay? I told you it's going to be good next. Like, he's completely serious in the role.
Yeah. And
he's taking it completely serious. And the whole time, the toddler's just screaming at him. And at one point, he's like, don't you threaten violence with me. I will call the police on you. And like, I love him when he's doing that. Like, off the cuff,
it's the
he's
stupid
brilliant.
Little stupid stuff. You know, I think he's funny. Like, oh my God, what's that movie that he played with Kevin Hart?
That would be...
Oh my God!
It wasn't The Other Guys.
He was going to prison.
Yeah, I think it's called Let's Go to Prison. No, Get Hard.
Get Hard.
Yeah.
I think the two of them played off of each other so well.
So do you like Get Hard?
I did.
Yeah, it was
yes, I did like Get Hard.
I didn't see Get Hard. So,
no?
all right, I did. All right, so before we start shitting on him, let's talk about the movies we do like about Will Ferrell.
Oh, I mean, you got to have your classic that he does is Anchorman.
Yes.
Anchorman.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights. The other was Step Brothers.
Okay.
I mean, the scene with the drums. I mean, that lives on.
None of those movies I like except for Anchorman.
Oh my God.
Well, I didn't see
Megamind.
Didn't see Megamind, and I didn't see Talladega Nights either.
What?
I didn't see Talladega Nights.
Wow, that's a sin.
It's always a movie that's like always like it was always ending as I found it, so I didn't actually watch it.
You gotta watch it the whole way through.
All right, it's a movie I'll check out.
The Lego movie.
Yeah, he played general businessman or the bad
but you could
guy.
just tell, like, it's
President Business.
yes. That one movie. I mean, well, I know we're gonna get into it, but one movie I just wasn't a fan of was Elf.
That's what Melania called Donald Trump in the bedroom. President Business.
Oh my god. No, just no. Just no.
Anyway, what did you say, Amanda? What movie?
I did not like Elf.
I see. That's a movie like you could say I don't like it. And people are like, how could you not like it? It's a fucking Christmas classic. Jon Favreau did. I'm like, yeah, I get that. Didn't care for it.
No, it wasn't.
I give no shits about Elf.
I think Elf was a great movie.
Why do you think Elf was a great movie?
Because it's a perfect Christmas movie. He's an elf, but he's big.
I get that.
Yeah, that's it. That's just funny to begin with.
I will say this: like people, legit love the movie Elf. Like, love them. It has a fucking Broadway musical adaptation to it. You know what I mean? Like Elf the musical exists,
Yeah.
so people love it, and I'm just like,
Maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance.
I've seen Buddy the Elf. You know what it is? The whole thing about him eating the chocolate spaghetti.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's an insult to Italians.
Mm-hmm.
It's an insult to the core of this very show.
Yeah.
How dare you defile spaghetti
Oh
It
my
was
God.
just.
with chocolate and marshmallows and M&Ms and all sorts of crazy
Well,
nonsense?
it's a Christmas movie, isn't
Have
it?
fungal with the chocolate spaghetti. Channeling my Uncle Keith on the day of his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just was a weird movie to me.
I didn't like it. I will say I didn't like it. All right. But we did mention Anchorman.
Mm-hmm.
I love Anchorman.
Daddy's Home.
Hold on. Before we jump to Daddy's Home. Anchor fucking Man. It's a movie that you can quote all the time. And I mean, like, all the time. There are so many quotable, phrases from that movie that it's almost like the whole movie is just made to be a meme.
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp. Or I was just thinking off the top of my head, you have an absolutely breathtaking hiney. I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. I hear that periods attract bears. Bears can smell the menstruation.
What?
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
Stop. What did he say? What was his line when he signed off? Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
No, that's what she did when he said stay classy, San Diego.
Stay classy, San Diego.
But she sabotaged him because he would read anything on the teleprompter. So, create Odin's Raven. And the whole the whole movie is filled with, they're called the Frat Pack, okay? The Frat Pack is the group of comedy actors who have just always been in like the top grossing movies since the mid-90s. Ben Stiller, Owen and Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, Jack Black, Paul Rudd, Vince Vaughn, David Koechner, Seth Rogen.
There's got to be more to that.
No, like that is like what's considered the Frat Pack. Like that is it. And they call it the Frat Pack because they were all in that goddamn movie Old School. Which, well, most of them were. Excuse me, not all of them. I fucking hate Old School.
Old School wasn't that bad.
Other than You're My Boy Blue, I don't give a shit about that movie. And that was a movie that was like before Anchorman. So a lot of people fucking love that film. Because it was the first taste of like Will Ferrell in a big movie where he's just like a crazy person. That was 2003, right? Frank the Tank Richard.
I'm trying to remember Old School.
Yeah, I don't think I watched that.
It's okay. So, all right. So let me put it like this. It's a college movie.
Mm-hmm.
And these three guys, Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, and Vince Vaughn, go back to school. They're in their 30s, and they want to relive their college days. And they start their own fraternity.
Oh, I remember this. Yes.
Right? And it just goes completely fucking wrong.
In every way possible.
In every way possible.
Yes, I remember this movie.
And when that movie came out, everyone was... I heard You're My Boy Blue 1,000 times a day. Like in high school, you'd be walking, like it would be like someone did something cool and someone would shout out, "You're my boy, Blue."
Well, that's the thing. He has a lot of those one-liners in like almost every movie he's in.
No, I know that. But like every fucking 5 minutes, you heard, "You're my boy, Blue." And I mean, it was funny because it was about, the Blue was a character in the movie that was like an 80-year-old guy who was like chugging a beer or chugging a lot of beers or doing a slip and slide, something crazy. And he screamed out, "You're my boy, Blue." And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about Blue. I hope Blue dies. In fact, the guy who played Blue is dead. He died in 2005. I don't hope,
That's fucked up.
I wasn't
All right.
wishing he died. But in the movie, I think Blue does die. It's been so long since I saw it. But he had Old School, which kind of was like, now before that he had like these little bit roles in movies. He had Zoolander, he had Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, which to me is one of the funniest Will Ferrell lines ever. He plays
I was gonna say, when did he play in that movie?
he played Federal Wildlife Marshal Will and Holly. He was the one tracking down Jay and Silent Bob because they stole the monkey. And he says to Jay at the end of the movie, "Stop stealing monkeys." And Jay looks at him and goes, "Go fuck yourself." And he went, "Fair enough."
Fair
And he
enough.
just walks away. Like, that's the perfect answer when you tell someone to go fuck themselves. Just, fair enough. So I love that. Like, I love that about Will Ferrell. But then he gets the chance to do Old School, which is a starring role. And holy dog shit, does his career
He
skyrocket
does a lot
after
of
that.
beer bongs in that movie.
Yes, it does. Like, after that, then you get Old School, Elf, Anchorman.
So you're saying that Old School kind of hit off his career?
In my opinion, yes. Because prior to that, what he had was Saturday Night Live.
Well, yeah.
Which we will talk about later on in this episode, because holy dog shit, the amount of things that he does in Saturday Night Live is like
The
incredible.
Legend of Ron Burgundy.
But like, you look at his like filmography after Old School, like Elf, Anchorman. He was in Starsky and Hutch, but he played a small kind of role. But then like he was Kicking and Screaming.
There's like, yeah, I was
Talladega
there's
Ni-
other ones that I'm like. He's like Melinda and Melinda.
Yeah. But then you go Talladega Nights, Blades of Glory, Semi-Pro, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, Mega Minds. Like, all is like boom, 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 boom. All these movies made a lot of fucking money, and people absolutely love them.
Did anybody see Eurovision?
No, I didn't see Eurovision, but I
I
will.
think that came out like last year before the pandemic, right? Or like 2 years ago? Or I could be totally wrong. I have no idea when it came out.
Eurovision came out
I just didn't want to see it.
2020. It's called the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah.
The Story of Fire Saga. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Icelandic duo.
Lars Eriksson and Sigrid. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, no. I think that looked corny to me. I didn't want to watch it.
But you want to know a movie I absolutely love that has Will Ferrell in it?
What?
Blades of Glory.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like Blades of Glory?
No.
Please tell me why you didn't like Blades of Glory. I need to hear this.
I don't know. It's just something about ice skating and the tight suits.
He played Chaz Michaels,
Spandex is not
and he
good
was
look.
a sex addict.
Ew.
Right.
And the whole thing is, they've never done pairs men figure skating. And he has to not hook up, but like he has to skate with John Heater. And they were mortal enemies. And then they become like really close. And they have to win the fucking gold medal together in a pair, as a pair.
Mm.
And I mean, come on. The Iron Lotus is such a dangerous maneuver. It decapitated a man in North Korea.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get anything funnier. It's like you throw all these things in a blender. It's like, oh, we need to make a joke. Let's go with ice skating decapitation in North Korea. How can we make that work?
Yeah.
And they call it the Iron Lotus, and it's fucking brilliant. And that's what they do to like win the gold at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie.
What about The Campaign?
I didn't see that one. I did not see that one.
It's
The
post
Campaign.
2015 America.
The Campaign?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's supposed to like oddly depict politics after 2015.
Was that a show or is that a movie?
It's
Or
a movie.
it's a movie? Because I'm not seeing it here.
He played Cam Brady, a film about U.S. politics that's oddly accurate to post 2015 America.
Interesting.
Must have not went big because I think I seen it like once.
Oh, that was in 20. Oh, wait a minute. I did see this. This is with him and Zach Galifianakis.
Was it like a stupid Netflix movie?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a stupid Netflix movie. This was a movie that kind of... All right. It's two guys who are trying... They're both from North Carolina, and they both are, they both want to win the seat in Congress and be the Carolina rep.
Right.
Here's the thing. It reminded me so much of that Chris Rock movie where he runs for president.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like just the dopiness of that kind of political satire humor thing. That's why this movie didn't jump at me. I'm like, oh yeah, of course I know this movie.
We're forgetting that he also played in Superstar too.
Superstar.
Which that movie was just dumb to me.
That's like an SNL like, you know what I mean? It has everybody
it's
from
like all the cast from SNL's in that.
Yeah, he played like the cool guy who was like Molly Shannon's crush.
Right.
And she worked at the Blockbuster, and
doesn't she like make out with the tree thinking of him or something
yeah,
like that? Yeah,
and his like big thing is like, hey, be kind, rewind. And then like walks off like that's a pickup line.
It's those stupid one-liners that he has. It just kind of makes the movie.
Absolutely. He wasn't a big part of this movie, but in Wedding Crashers, he plays the guy who's teaching them his ways about how to properly crash a wedding. And he's sitting in his basement. He's like, oh, yeah, man, you just got to do this. And he's like, you guys hungry? You want some meatloaf? And he's just like, Ma, the meatloaf.
He's very random.
Like, shit like that makes it funny. Like, when he's got those bit roles, he does things like that to make his character pop. He might not be in the movie for long, but whatever he has, he's going to make it great.
I think like Daddy's Home is probably one of the best movies to me because he just thinking of it, he just plays like, like the good dad.
Well, yeah, because he's so pretentious.
Treats him like shit.
He's so pretentious, and it just pisses Mark Wahlberg off.
Right, you got Mark Wahlberg, whatever his name is, that comes in like a complete absolute asshole.
Yep.
And then you have the goody two shoes dad, Will Ferrell. And to me, I think the role just fits him perfectly because he acts like a fucking prima donna in the movie.
Yeah, like the reason why that works so well is because they collaborated first in The Other Guys.
I was going to say, weren't they in another movie together?
Yeah, where he plays the same kind of role. He's a very like straight-laced kind of guy, and he's a cop, and he's like does paperwork, and Mark Wahlberg's like wants to be the gung-ho kind of cop, action hero, and they get buddied up together.
That movie was funny.
Remember he played it like his backstory was like he was a drug dealer named Gator.
He was a pimp named Gator.
That's what it was, a pimp named Gator.
Yeah.
What did he used to say?
What do you mean?
Like someone would piss him off, Gator don't play that shit?
Yeah, Gator don't play that shit. My favorite part was when they got fired and then they took their guns, and then Will Ferrell had like a flashback of like his life and like him and his pimping days and shit. And he went back into his his boss's office. He was like, "Gator needs his gat, bitch," and then he just gave him his gun back. And it was, man, was it a real gun? Oh, no,
it was a wooden gun.
He had a wooden gun, so he turned in his wooden gun, and I think he gave him his real gun instead. Like when he came back, he was like, "Gator needs his gat, bitch." That shit was funny.
It was a good film. Like, and again, one of those little one-liner type of things that just there it is. That's Will Ferrell for you. I guess I think the funniest, dopiest joke of that whole movie is when he throws his CD out the window. Like Mark Wahlberg, because he listens to Little River Band.
Right.
Yeah.
LRB.
Then he had another one.
He had another one, and he had the same CD. Not just another album. He had the same CD in the tape deck. He was like, always got them on.
Yeah.
He's like, I always got them on ready. I was like, my God. All right.
Savage.
We talked about a lot of the things that we love about Will Ferrell. We're going to take a quick break now, and we're going to come back, and we're going to shit all over Will Ferrell. Stay tuned.
Hello, hola, konnichiwa. I have a very important question for you. Is this real? That's the motto of our weekly podcast. We question everything from the paranormal to conspiracies, even the extraterrestrials. There's no topic we won't dive into. So tune in and listen to our show every Sunday at 8 p.m. And remember, folks, question everything.
And we're back. And we're talking about Will Ferrell tonight's episode of Multimedia Mafia. The good, the bad, and the ugly when in regards to Mr. Will Ferrell. Now, we talked a lot about the movies we liked. Now we're going to talk about the movies we don't like. And we kind of... I mean, there's a couple of them. Izzy, give me a movie that you didn't like that Will Ferrell starred in. I think I just had a stroke there. Excuse me.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Go ahead.
I said Blades of Glory already.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else is out there.
How'd you feel about Semi-Pro?
Semi-Pro?
Yeah.
Semi-Pro was I liked it.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think just Blades of Glory. It just didn't fit right with me, but there's a lot of Will Ferrell movies that I loved, and if I wouldn't know because the other ones I didn't watch, like his old shit, I have no opinion on.
You know that he was in both Austin Powers movies?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he was.
He played a character named Mustafa.
Mm-hmm. But he didn't star in it, though.
No, he was again a character of it. You know, he was a very kind of almost a cameo. That's how fast he was in and out of the movie. He played the character that like pissed off Dr. Evil, so he just set him on fire.
Right.
That was all he did. What about you, Amanda? What's the movie that you don't like about Will Ferrell?
Like I said before, The Elf.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's not that I can't sit here and say that I don't like it because obviously I've never seen it. But the movie in regards to the Eurovision, and there was another one. Damn it, I can't think of it right now. But when I saw the trailer for Eurovision, I said, this is so stupid. Why would I even waste my time watching it? Like, it just didn't look entertaining at all.
Mm-hmm.
But like Elf, I wasn't a big fan of, but Eurovision, even if I do watch it, I mean, it's stupid to say that I don't like it because again, I've never seen it. But just the trailers alone killed it for me. I was like, this is not even worth my time.
Okay. Well, I mean, you look at some of these movies that he was in, and you can sit there and go, no, that's gonna be shit. Like, I think you're onto something here.
I think it's just too much sometimes. It's
You
like,
look,
ugh.
you look at some of his movies, and you don't even have to see it, and you just know it's gonna be shit. Like, take for example the film Land of the Lost in 2009. No one remembers that
I was
movie.
gonna say, I don't even know what the
remember
hell
that
you're
movie.
talking about.
You remember that movie? Did you like this movie?
I did like the movie.
You liked it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it received 7 Golden Raspberry Awards, including Worst Picture, and it won the Worst Picture Award, the Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel Award. Like, the Raspberries are they're like the reverse Oscars. Instead of giving like the movie that's the best, they're an award show for cinematic flops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I enjoyed it.
Land of the Lost won the worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel. I don't even remember this movie. I know Land
What
of
year
the
did
Lost.
it come out?
2009. Like, I know Land of the Lost. Like, it was a television show. There was a remake of the television show. Like,
Year after I got out of high school, I don't remember.
like
this
Danny
at all.
McBride was in this movie. I don't remember this fucking film.
It did. It had all those weird green creatures in them.
Right, those are
something they got
Sleestaks.
sucked into something.
Yeah, they're called.
Sounds
They were like in a
interesting.
different dimension.
Yeah, they're called Sleestaks.
Wasn't Will Ferrell like a
He was
scientist or something?
Yeah, he was a paleontologist.
Yeah. Like they grab him and then they tell
They
him that.
suck him dry.
Yeah, it was a
No.
weird movie, but I liked it.
See, that's one of the sides of Will Ferrell, though. He could be weird and play all these weird roles.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Zoolander. What is that?
Zoolander is a fashion. It's like when fashion meets spies.
Right, I know.
And of course, the star of that movie is Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, right.
But like, Will Ferrell plays like the main bad guy.
But his hair.
The whole look of the whole movie's fucking weird. It's one of those movies I was like, I'm not fucking with this. This just looks dumb. A lot of people love Zoolander, I'll say that. But I'm like, I was not one of those people. I'm like, this just looks stupid. So,
Well, Eurovision, I mean, he has that stupid accent. I'm telling you, the trailer killed it for me. I said, I can't. He sounds dumb. And then I forgot, what is her name that is in the movie too. I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
Hold on. It's Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams. I was gonna say the girl from The Notebook,
You're not wrong.
but it just looked really stupid.
Yeah. I mean,
I could watch it and it could totally blow me out of the water, and I, like maybe he really killed the role, but just I don't know. It's one of those movies that I'm like, all right, Will Ferrell, you're annoying. Go sit down somewhere.
okay, I can see that. I didn't see the movie, but I can see what you're talking about. Just based on this poster alone, it looks completely outrageous.
Well,
Like he's got long hair.
and his accent is like, it's like he's trying too hard in the movie with his accent.
Sure. Well, here's a couple of here's two movies I'll say that puts Will Ferrell in a different place. Did any of you see Bewitched 2005?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Bewitched is a reimagining of the classic television series, which is about a guy who lives with a woman who happens to be a witch. This was a box office blunder. And it's not your typical Will Ferrell crazy role type of thing. This was a Will Ferrell, Nicole Kidman rom-com. Like, this is early 2005, well, mid-2000s. So, like, this is when, like, rom-coms were, like, cranked out the ass. It's when The Notebook and, like, shit like that was happening. Like, every other month, there was another, like, movie like that.
They had to have him fulfill a role.
They put this out, and it went nowhere.
That's because he's not made for a romantic comedy like that.
Right.
He's made to play stupid, and that's the unfortunate side of his character. Well, him as an actor is that
This movie
he's
also
typecast now.
This movie also won a Raspberry for Worst Screen Couple, and it was nominated for Worst Director, Worst Actor, Will Ferrell, Worst Screenplay, Worst Remake or Sequel. It was just a shit film. Nobody liked it. Nobody wanted it, but it was Will Ferrell's attempt to break out of that Anchorman, Talladega Nights, crazy character kind of role, right? But then he turns around and he does this. The very next year, 2006, he drops a fantasy comedy with dramedy called Stranger Than Fiction, starring himself, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Queen Latifah, Dustin Hoffman, Emma Thompson. He plays an IRS agent who's hearing a fucking voice narrate his life as it's happening. And it's almost like he's hearing somebody read a book about him. He's the only one to hear the voice. And he's trying to figure out what the fuck's happening.
Did this movie flop too? Because I don't remember it.
No, this isn't one of those movies that flopped. This is one of those movies that like surprised people, and it didn't go anywhere except for like, hey, this was actually pretty good. Like, he held back. He didn't go crazy nuts, even though the premise is like he's trying to figure out what's happening, and he's trying to understand, like, if someone's reading a novel, eventually the novel's going to end. He doesn't want to be at the ending of that novel. You know what I mean? Because then presumably he'll be dead.
Right.
So he's trying to figure all this shit out. And it really was his first dramatic role. And people were very surprised. It's kind of like Jim Carrey doing Eternal
What was that? Room 22?
No. Well, that's a thriller. It was like Eternal Sunlight of the Spotless Mind, or whatever that was, Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
Or the movie The Majestic, right? Or Man on the Moon. It was a drama role that this man completely like knocked out of the park. And like it got a lot of good praise. It didn't, it made $54 million in the box office. So it wasn't like a great, like, oh my God, everyone loved it type of thing. But it has like, it's decent. Like, it's got like a 7 out of 10 type of thing. So if you want Will Ferrell in a different kind of like role than you're used to, this is the movie you check out. Not Bewitched, because that is just like dog shit. This is the one, and he was actually nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Actor, Golden Globe Award for Best Actor. It's one of those like things where, wow, Will Ferrell can actually act.
Right. I'd have to see it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies you just kind of have to see.
Because it's like Adam Sandler. Unfortunately, he's typecast.
Right.
With a lot of stuff.
You know, and Jim Carrey's also one of those guys too. It's like these are
Yes.
comedians who they don't do enough of the other stuff. They do.
So what movie was he in? Like a horror film or whatever? A thriller.
Will Ferrell?
Yes.
I don't think he's done something like that yet.
That's why I said like I'd like to see him in those kind of roles or something else other than what he's done already.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah,
I don't know how it would be.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it would be like to see Will Ferrell as like
Because with Jim
something
Carrey, you
scary.
could see it. Like you
Yes.
could see like he has nothing behind the eyes
type of thing. Yeah, I
type
agree
of
with
thing.
you.
But with Will Ferrell, it's like, can you differentiate when he's trying to be like real serious in a movie?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think it'd be very interesting to see a movie where Will Ferrell is scary.
He'd probably wind up making you laugh.
Yeah, like like I'm looking at all these movies that he's been in, and some of the like Downhill was a movie that came out last year. You had Everything Must Go, which came out in 2010. You know, movies like that, they're not dark film. I mean, they're dark comedies, right? They're black comedies or dark comedies. They're there to be like to push the boundaries of like, you know, comedy itself. They're not scary though.
Right. No, I'm looking like throw him in a whatchamacallit, what is that film that they had Jim Carrey redo
I'm not sure.
with the
what-
hotel? Red Rum.
Jim Carrey. Oh, you
Yeah,
mean they did
like
the deep fake of The Shining?
The fake, yeah.
Yes.
Like I'd like to see Will Ferrell take on a Shining role. You think he could possibly do something like that?
I don't know. What do you think, Isaiah? Could Will Ferrell do something where he was the main character who goes crazy and like it's legit scary?
I don't know. I just think he wouldn't go for it either way.
Right.
I think
He's too into his comedies.
I think he's too doofy looking to be scary.
I don't know. I just think he tries to do something else because people expect him to do it. I think he's comfortable the way he does his movies, you know? I think he's
I'd
all right
agree.
with just being a comedian. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's better than him releasing dog shit than, you know, he knows that he has no business doing anyway.
True. Like, I think the closest thing you're going to get to it, and this is a real thing. This was a Lifetime movie. It's 84 minutes long. It's called A Deadly Adoption. It's a 2015 made-for-TV movie, black comedy thriller. Made for Lifetime.
It's a Lifetime movie.
It's a Lifetime movie. It aired on Lifetime June 20th, 2015. Like, it's a legit, like, a Lifetime original. And it stars him and Kristen Wiig as...
I can't see it.
It's like, you look at the poster, it looks like a comedy because like it's just their face and then it's a pregnant woman underneath and it says the birth of a plan gone wrong. That's the tagline. And I can't for the life of me understand if it looks like an SNL parody, but it was legitimately a Lifetime original film. I'm looking at this.
Obviously
I'm like,
didn't go anywhere if I never heard about it. And I watch Lifetime all the time.
Will Ferrell said that he was inspired to do this project based on James Franco's stint on General Hospital.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch General Hospital, so I don't know.
No, I know that, but like that's an interesting thing for any like you know, and we're not talking James Franco, but like he's a major like A-list kind of character actor, and he did like a stint on fucking General Hospital, which is like a soap opera. So like that's kind of like, huh.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I'm just looking up like A Deadly Adoption. I'm trying to find like a really quick. Here we go. It's
Baxter.
Here we go. Off of Lifetime.com or mylifetime.com. Inspired by a true story, A Deadly Adoption is a high-stakes dramatic thriller about a successful couple who house and care for a pregnant woman during the final months of her pregnancy with the hopes of adopting her unborn child. That's what this movie's about. And someone from Jessica Lowndes She was on 90210. She plays the pregnant lady. I have no idea what to make of this film. I kind of want to watch it.
I'm curious now. I want to kind of see it too, just to see what the hell.
Is he like obsessed? I have to have this child type of thing, and he's like willing to lock a pregnant woman in a shed for like a couple weeks and like, you're giving me that baby. I'll cut it out of you. I want it. Sorry, is that too dark?
I mean, knowing him, it's probably comical.
Yeah, I'm afraid. It's like it's gonna be fun. Like I can't take it seriously. Like right now, I'm looking at the trailer, and it's like there's a winding river, and this is pregnant woman, and they're holding hands and hugging, and he's sitting by the lake, and they're eating dinner together, and there's a close up of her bosom, and he's like staring at her. I'm just gonna stop the trailer right now because I don't know what the fuck I'm watching.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
I think this is a movie.
Maybe I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I think it's one of those movies like I gotta see this just to see what the fuck's going on. This looks like mind blown territory type shit.
I'll probably get into it for like 10 minutes and then stop watching it.
Yeah, I think so. It's like, oh, this is dumber than I thought. Okay.
2015.
2015, yes.
Can you even watch it anywhere now? Like,
It might be one of those things where you can watch it like through Verizon type of thing. Like if Lifetime has a streaming service, I'm sure it does. You can like check it out there. I don't know. But yeah, it's called A Deadly Adoption. He plays a character named Robert Benson. It's a TV film. Crazy shit. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and we're going to finish up our episode on Mr. Will Ferrell. Stick it here.
Are you looking for a vinyl LP or cassette tape? 45 RPM? If so, you've come to the right place. Golden Spins. We have thousands of titles in stock and ready to ship. Call us at 862-336-2275 or go to our store at discogs.com/seller/goldenspins/profile. We can find whatever you may need. We proudly accept PayPal and every major credit card.
And we are back. You're listening to Multimedia Mafia. I'm the Don at the desk. I'm Anthony. And tonight we're talking Will Ferrell with Amanda and Isaiah. Amanda, quick question. Would you fuck Will Ferrell?
oh my God. No, I would not.
I mean, he's got 3 kids.
I don't care.
He's married to a Swedish actress. Her name's Vivica Paulin.
I'm not interested.
Viveka? I don't know.
He's funny. He's charming. He's nice, but no.
What about you, Izzy? Say something nice about Mr. Will Ferrell.
No offense, Will Ferrell.
I'm sorry. You said if I want to fuck him?
I said say something nice. Are you saying you want to fuck him?
Oh, it's questionable.
Oh my God.
Depending on the weather.
I'm sorry, what? Here's a question. Do we love or hate the movie Step Brothers? I really gotta know.
I love it.
Fuck you, Brennan.
Do you? Okay, Izzy loves it. Amanda?
I wouldn't say I love it. I like it. It's okay. It's a good movie.
Catalina wine mixer.
I can't fucking stand that movie.
Oh my God. You always gotta be the oddball.
See, the weird part is I love some of the quotes from the movie, but the movie as a whole, I'm like, I gotta sit through all this shit to get to like the minute long part I like. Like when he's digging him, like, I buried you. You died.
Yeah.
That to me was funny. And he hits him in the head with the shovel.
Yeah.
That's a funny moment. Like that movie is made up of funny moments. Overall, I think the movie sucks.
So I had no idea. I had no idea about Step Brothers. One day at work, these 2 people were going back and forth at each other, yelling at one another. And then I thought they were really arguing, but they were just doing the line from Step Brothers with the drum set and all that. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then I watched the movie and I was like, all right, well, this makes all sense. They had to explain it to me that it was from Step Brothers because I really thought they were arguing over drums.
Like, I love the line, so much room for activities. I use that in my personal life on a day-to-day, thing. I'll be at work and my boss is like, yo, you got to move all this concrete out the way. And I'll move it, and I'll be like, look, boss, so much room for activities. And they'll look at me like, I'm this close from firing you.
What's that? What does he say in Anchorman? Oh, good.
Great Odin. He said a lot of things.
Odin's Raven.
Great Odin's Raven.
I say that at work.
By Zeus's beard.
People look at me crazy.
Yeah, like he's come up with so many one-liners. It's just unbelievable. Okay. Now other things that Will Ferrell has done, right? He did his big stage career by taking on a one-man show called You're Welcome America, A Night with George W. Bush. That was a Broadway fucking performance, okay?
He could pull off a George Bush.
He did it for years on Saturday Night Live. And that's kind of where I want to segue next. But I'm just looking at the other things that make up Will Ferrell. Like, he started a one-man Broadway show. That's impressive. Okay? He also played 5 games of Major League Baseball spring training. It was part of a comedy special through Funny or Die. It was a charity thing. But he legit, like, played all 10 positions, including DH, designated hitter. Like, it's just like he did this.
Well, I mean, he has a lot to him. He's not just an actor. He does all this other stuff besides that.
Sure. But no one takes on the role of, like, I'm going to play every position on a baseball team.
Well, that's Will Ferrell.
Like, it's such a weird fucking thing that he did.
How the hell did he do that, though?
Well, he did it over the course of, like, some time, and it was being filmed, and he played for a number of teams. He played for the Diamondbacks, Angels, Dodgers, Padres, Reds, Athletics, Mariners, Cubs, White Sox, and Giants. And he pitched on behalf of the Dodgers, ending with a 0.00 ERA.
Wow.
And all the shit that he wore went to charity, and they sold the money. The money went to charity, whatever they sold. So, funny shit. But I wanted to real quick go back to his SNL days, because Will Ferrell got his start. His star starts on Saturday Night Live.
Most like every other comedian.
Like a lot of great comedians, but like some of the things he did on Saturday Night Live was fucking fantastic. Sherry O'Terry and Will Ferrell played the cheerleaders, the Spartan cheerleaders.
Yes.
That tickled me in a very special way. Right? Craig the cheerleader is fantastic. The scene with Roger Clarvin, not a recognized name, but in this one he played he was in a hot tub with Drew Barrymore and oh my god, what's his name? He does the Late Show. Oh, I am drawing a blank.
The Late Show?
Yeah.
I can't. On what station?
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
You're gonna know in a second. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh.
So Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore in a hot tub, and then fucking Will Ferrell shows up with Rachel Dratch, and they're an overly affectionate couple, and she's like rubbing on him, and he's got this big beard that she's stroking, and it's just a very awkward scene. But Jimmy Fallon cannot keep a straight face to save his life, and fucking Will Ferrell steals the scene. It's one of those things that it's always in like Will Ferrell's like best of the best SNL sketches. And
I have to watch SNL.
yeah. Well, here's another one. Here's an old one, right? And this also turned into a movie, A Night at the Roxbury.
Yes.
So you had
With the head banging to the side.
Correct. Chris Kattan and fucking Will Ferrell played the Butabi. He played Steve Butabi, and they just like losers. And they did that famous scene with fucking Jim Carrey in it.
Yes.
So there's
with
that.
the blow.
With the blow. It's just funny fucking shit. But I think the best one from James Lipton was also great. But to me, the funniest one ever is always going to be Alex Trebek.
Oh, he does a great Alex Trebek.
Besides George Bush, which he did a lot of on SNL, Alex Trebek was always the best when he did the Celebrity Jeopardies. And it's because he couldn't go crazy. He had to keep his like nuttiness on a leash and just kind of roll with the craziness that's happening around him versus being part of that craziness. And he would always always fight with Sean Connery. And like Sean Connery always said that he slept with Alex Trebek's mother. And he'd be like, that's inappropriate, Sean.
Yeah, no, I really haven't seen, except for the cheerleaders, I haven't really seen him on SNL. Then again, I don't watch SNL like that, so.
No, that's fine. You really should go watch like some of just go to YouTube, right? And Will Ferrell's best SNL moments. Fucking fantastic stuff.
I'm sure he has a lot.
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely does. And like Celebrity Jeopardy's always funny. You know, the guy who plays Norm Macdonald always played Bruce, not Bruce. Oh my God. Another name that escapes me. You know, it's fucking strange. When someone forgets a name of a celebrity, I'm the first one who's like, oh, it's the so-and-so. When I forget like the name of a celebrity, I want to put a shotgun in my mouth because I have no idea. Burt Reynolds is who Norm Macdonald plays.
Just went so morbid.
Because it's like, I know I can fix everyone else's mistake, but I can't fix my own. Anyway, Norm Macdonald plays Burt Reynolds in
Yes,
the
he
Celebrity
does.
Jeopardies. And he's just always a dumbass. So just do yourself a favor. Look up Will Ferrell on SNL. You'll piss your pants laughing for hours. So the consensus, does my statement hold true from the beginning of our episode? Do we love or hate Will Ferrell? Amanda?
I mean, I love him, yeah.
Izzy?
Yeah, I love him.
I think besides the movies I can't stand, I think that's what it is. I love I either really love some of the shit he's in, or I just can't fucking stand some of the other stuff he's in.
It's a love or hate, but majority of it definitely is love. He's not a bad actor at all. He does make you laugh.
Well, no, I don't think he's a good actor. I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's a funny comedian. I don't think he's a great actor or even a good actor. I think he's a very funny comedian, though. And that's where I'm going to leave it at that. Like, I think if once I watch this Lifetime film, then I can judge whether he's a good actor or not. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because he's never been tested with a really serious kind of like thriller or really heavy drama.
Right.
We have no idea how to really judge him as an actor. However, though, before I leave, I will say this. There is a film that is coming out. I think it's coming out the end of this year. And it's going to star him and Paul Rudd. Which, by the way, did you know that Paul Rudd was born in Passaic, New Jersey?
No.
Yes, he was.
I like him even more now.
Yes, so do I. Anyway, there's a show, not a movie, a show called The Shrink Next Door, which is going to star Will Ferrell, Katherine Hahn, Paul Rudd. And it is a Apple original. And this is not your typical Will Ferrell. Like, the first episode's not coming out until it says November 12th of this year. Sorry, November 12th, 2021 of this year is going to be the first episode of this movie, of this television show. And I'm looking at it. It's just as a bizarre relationship between psychiatrist and longtime patient. Paul Rudd plays a psychiatrist, and the patient is Will Ferrell. And you watch them in this, and you're like, this is not your typical like Paul Rudd, Will Ferrell kind of film. So, with that said,
I'll give it a shot.
I am very...
I like Paul Rudd, so.
So do I. I'm very intrigued with what this show is going to bring. Could this be the first kind of instance where we get truly serious Will Ferrell?
Possibility.
It's a possibility. How a seemingly normal dynamic between a charming psychiatrist and a longtime patient morphs into an explosive relationship filled with manipulation, power grabs, and dysfunction. And it's supposed to be a dark comedy, but let's see how dark it gets. I think I will be ordering or joining Apple TV for this show. Katherine Hahn is also going to be in it. I love Katherine Hahn. So you're going to have Ant-Man and whoever she played, Agatha in from WandaVision in here. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So What do you think out there in podcast world about Will Ferrell? Do you love him? Do you hate him? Well, we want to hear from you. Go to our website. Go to our Instagram. Go to our any social media page. Go to our YouTube and leave a comment. You can just write us an email and say, hey, Anthony, you're an asshole. I love Will Ferrell. Or you can be like, hey, man, straight up, I love your shit. Will Ferrell's kind of cool, too. We want to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you. So go to our YouTube page. I think it's the best way to reach us because we're always on our YouTube page messing with stuff. And check out our website, www.greenarrowmedia.org. And you can see our videos and you can see our schedules. And you can also check out our other podcast, which is a show called Is This Real? Hosted by my brother Joey and Ryu West and Big Joe and the Roadblock. And they all talk about conspiracies and aliens and religion and all sorts of creepy things that go bump in the night. And they ask, hey, yo, is this shit real? So if you like that sort of thing, check them out. If you like this sort of thing, talking about movies and actors and music and all that shit, stay right here. Stay right here on Multimedia Mafia. And if you're thinking about checking out another podcast that deals with movies and stuff, forget about it. I'll see you next week.